When I think of shea butter, I think of like maybe what royal blacks used all of our existence and just to moisturize our skin, to moisturize our hair. And to me, it's just greatness. And it's just me kind of like owning something that has destroyed many pillows of mine, but like it's just exudes blackness.
Ari Lennox is an American singer and songwriter from Washington, D.C., who signed to J. Cole's label Dreamville Records. She released her first EP under the label Fa on October 21st, 2016, which started to gain her recognition. Her debut album, Shea Butter Baby, came out May 7, 2019. Lennox began sharing her music online in 2012, releasing her first mixtape, Five Finger Discount, and her debut album, Ariography, in 2013. In 2014, she continued releasing music independently, including the single Bound. On July 21st, 2015, she was featured on Omen's album, Elephant Eyes, on the track Sweat It Out. Later, her music reached the Dreamville team, and J. Cole invited her to work on references for Rihanna. On December 8th, it was announced she signed with Dreamville Records. She also appeared on the label's collaborative project, Revenge of the Dreamers 2, on the track Backseat with Coles. To me, Ari Lennox is the overall package: body, talent, confidence, and she's sensual yet lighthearted but very sensitive, especially to her artistry. Yet, a lot of people would argue that colorism, featureism, and just racism overall has impacted her career. So I'm going to basically talk about the Soul Train Awards, the Chloe Bailey comparisons, and her wanting to leave music, and just follow along with me.
When I first started music, I really never thought about if I would get famous or not. Even now, I don't think I'm famous. I know that there's still so much to do. There's still so much to accomplish. So really, I just be day by day in it. I just always focused on, okay, today, how can I be most productive?
Breakout soul singer Ari Lennox was nominated for 3 awards at the BET Soul Train Awards in Las Vegas, but didn't win any. In contrast, artists like Lizzo, Beyonce, Her, Cardi B, Khalid, Summer Walker, and Chris Brown took home awards, with Lizzo winning Video of the Year for Juice and Album Mixtape of the Year for 'Cause I Love You. Lennox, a dedicated soul artist, expected to win the Album Mixtape of the Year category, especially given her connection to the soul genre. She expressed her disappointment on social media, hinting at leaving the industry after the loss, saying, "It's not just an award. It wasn't any award show. It was the Soul Train Awards," highlighting her admiration for soul music and Soul Train's legacy. She admitted she was prepared for rejection, but not from Soul Train. Lennox further noted that she felt her soulful style was overlooked because she wasn't trendy or pop focused. This sparked fans to bring Lizzo into the conversation, with one commenter criticizing Lizzo's music as pop music for white girls with live, love, laugh tattoos. Next, I'm going to talk about how Ari Lennox was basically racially profiled in Amsterdam.
I know we're about to get off, but I want Ari Lennox and like our fans to know that like we have her in our thoughts. So on Monday, Ari was arrested at the Amsterdam airport for a disturbing public order. She tweeted out that she was being arrested in Amsterdam for reacting to a woman racially profiling her. The police said that they found that she was full of emotions and wouldn't calm down, and that she might have been drunk, and that's why she had been taken into custody. And I thought it was interesting because it's like, Ari Lennox was labeled as emotional and therefore dangerous, and that just falls too closely into stereotypes that Black people see worldwide and nationwide. And that's Black people in general, but Black women in specific. It made me really think about like Sandra Bland, right? So I did a little bit more research, and I'm like, how could they just really stand in their own too, with her saying like, this woman racially profiled me? And then I found out in September of 2021, a Dutch court actually ruled that border police can use ethnicity as a criteria for selecting people for checks at the border. And at airports, that's considered a border if you're coming in from another flight. So they legally can ethnically / racially profile you. So I think it's important for us to understand that it's like Ari wasn't bullshit by any means. Like, that's literally what happened. They just justify it in their law. And I think that that's crazy.
In 2021, Ari Lennox was arrested at Amsterdam's airport for disrupting public order, according to the Dutch military police, after she alleged racial discrimination by airline staff. Lennox tweeted Monday morning saying she was being detained in Amsterdam for responding to a woman who she said racially profiled her. In a previous tweet, she claimed Amsterdam security had a bias against Black people. The Dutch military police, responsible for the airport security, stated that Lennox was detained due to her aggressive behavior toward an airline staff member and being intoxicated in public. Spokesperson Robert Van Capel explained, "Our officers encountered an emotionally charged woman who wouldn't calm down, leading to her being taken into custody." Now I'm going to play some clips about her saying she wants to leave music.
And it's laughable and it's all funny to me. And I kind of just feel like, why am I doing this? It's not fun. It is not fun. It's not fun. It's not. I loved every moment of making the music that I made this year, but I'm just like, I refuse to drop an album that no one's going to listen to or that my label is not going to promote or market. You can't have a successful artist and not spend a dime marketing them. I'm grateful that Interscope paid for that music video, for 2 music videos. I'm really grateful, but that's not where it should have ended. They could have advertised my video, and I'm left to feel embarrassed. And then so many balls have been dropped, lots of freaking balls just dropped. Like, nah, I'm good. So that's how I feel right now. That's how I fucking feel right now. Like, I couldn't even leave Instagram if I fucking wanted to.
Ari Lennox, okay, is a little different because, you know, I like to help my sisters and stuff like that. And so Ari, you know, I had a ringtone for a very long time on my phone. Every time somebody called me, don't she get paid for them streams? So listen, I'm a huge Ari Lennox fan, but not big enough to go to a concert. And lately, you know, she's been canceling shows because her concerts aren't selling and nobody wants to see her. You know, times have been hard. She says the IRS has came after her and they're demanding money. Her shows are being canceled because nobody's buying tickets, and she doesn't know what she's going to do. Things are hard for everybody. Girl, if Beyonce can't sell none of her products, don't feel bad about you not selling concert tickets, okay? She's complaining about how she's gonna make money, and I think what did it to Ari, and we're gonna talk a lot about this a little later, and I feel that Ari's political views and her nastiness and stuff like that has contributed to people not seeing her music or hearing her music, because they should hear you instead of hearing you talk. They need to be hearing you sing. Beyonce is queen of that. All of us are going through it, baby. It's not just you, it's regular folk too. And the concerts that y'all are putting on every single week, it's like a new artist. Girl, we don't got it. And you want us to come here, the same songs we could play on Spotify? At least when they come see me, they see new information. In order to help her with her taxes, I thought it was really creative. Lily Allen, I don't know if you've heard of her. Lily says that the record industry is down so bad and streaming is down so bad. Remember, Snoop Dogg talked about this. He said that he only sold like 40 billion streams and only made like $40,000. I mean, that's a lot of money to us, you know?
Now we're going to talk about featureism and just in general, wigs, natural hair backlash, Snoop Dogg, and people in general.
Do I really like my nose? Like, I had to really ask myself when somebody was like, because Maury, he did something stupid on Twitter, and he was like, this man, he had large nostrils, and on Maury's account it said, oh, we knows who the father is, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. And I was like, Maury. And I was so triggered and offended. And so one of these blog sites reposted what I said. And some girl in the comment was like, it's going to be a great day when she really starts liking herself. And I was like, how could she tell? I had doubts about myself through me being triggered by Maury saying what he said about this man.
So I felt the way, like, bitch, like, why does that have to, what's that supposed to mean? But no, I do think it was a valid, like, why is that okay for people to, I don't know, make fun of people with large...
Ari Lennox responded to Snoop's commentary, posting a picture of the rapper wearing a blonde wig with the caption, "Uncle, I just thought we had an understanding."
This girl said, "This the girl y'all be saying is so fine." And of course it's a light-skinned girl saying that, right? The girl has since deleted her tweet because obviously she got dragged for that. She got called colorist, but it's just her opinion and this, that, and the third. I want you guys to realize where your opinions come from. What about you? What about Ari makes you say she's ugly? Because she's not a bad person. She's talented as fuck. Her body is fire. So you're only left with her face, right? And what about her face? Because she has nostrils of an African American person, right? Is that what it is? What about it? Because you realize it stems from racism, colorism, and futurism. Like, y'all really don't get it? Y'all don't get it? Y'all don't...
And now I'm going to get to the dog comments said by some other fool. Ari Lennox and Tiana Taylor's ability to have high sex appeal while simultaneously looking like Rottweilers will always amaze me, wrote the troll online. Ari quoted the message and delivered a much-needed message to anybody who wants to raise their babies to be confident young adults. "People hate blackness so bad," she wrote, and respond, "Moms and dads, please love on your beautiful black children. Tell them they're beautiful constantly. Tell them black people are beautiful. Tell them black features are beautiful." As reported by Revolt,
I'm not with it. I'm not fucking with that shit, like, at all. Like, how people hate black people so much, how black people can sit up here and say that's not my problem. Or she does look like a Rottweiler. That's fine. That's fine. But and you want to talk about how, people are so sensitive, they want us to cancel freedom of speech. Why is this your speech? Why are you so comfortable tearing down black women and no other race? Look around. Look around. When are Hispanic women ever compared to dogs? When do they do that? When do they do that to white women? When are white men doing that to white women? When are Hispanic men doing that to Hispanic women? They're not doing it. They're not. Like, and how come as a black woman me sticking up for it, I'm a Zelia? Like, bruh, like, it's insane. It's insane to me that you're right. Like, that is real freedom of speech being threatened. That's real speech being threatened. You know what I'm saying? Like,
this is not the first time that the singer has commented on those criticizing her looks. She previously went after those who had taken issue with the size of her nose, saying, "How many times will y'all come for my black nose? It would never the fuck go anywhere. Y'all are disgusting and the reason people self-medicate and get surgery. Just fucking stop." There's been a lot of comparisons. She was compared to Lizzo. Snoop Dogg came at her. Obviously trolls. She got arrested in Amsterdam. And then at one point, people was also comparing her to Chloe Bailey, saying that colorism was a factor, which she was like, "Stop, y'all. You know, she deserves her flowers, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo." And if it couldn't get any worse, it did at her performing at Raw Wave show.
I was never comfortable. I just remember every show just racing to get off stage, racing to get through my set. And then I found a spot where I was comfortable and I started trying to communicate with the audience. And then when I realized they were getting angry at me affirming them, I was like, okay, you're getting angry that I'm affirming you. This is not my crowd and it'll never be. And that's all right. That's all right. You know what I mean? So it was tough. Like, it was tough and it was heavy on my soul, like feeling that energy, especially the day when the bottle happened, because that side of the stage, like, I felt the energy. I wasn't surprised that it happened. I felt it. It was, first of all, it was just all darkness. That's literally the energy that was coming.
So during the Los Angeles stop of the tour, someone in the audience threw a water bottle at the singer and she responded, "Bitch, out, you up. Don't you ever disrespect the beautiful black woman on stage like that. I'm a king. The Get Close singer says that she's so traumatized from the tour that she currently can't listen to trap music. She also felt her time on the road was very, very hard and lonely as she reflected on her wardrobe being stolen and fans yelling her to get off stage. On Instagram, she posted the following. Interscope and Dreamville have been playing with me all month and I'm so exhausted. I'm so tired of people treating me like this, like they're sorry for me and like I'm the face of mental health. I'm okay and I've never been happier. What I don't like is being signed and lied to and manipulated. Now, one person at those labels ever knew how to market or protect me. Y'all don't know the half. Constant letdown and neglect. The industry stuff will never be for me. So now I'm going to play some public opinion and then I'm going to conclude.
Like, Ari really isn't that popular because she hasn't assimilated her look in a sense. Like, she looks like us.
Yeah.
So she's not going to get that mainstream popularity. Like, I really feel like she should be on the same level as like SZA or like
For
Summer
sure.
Walker. She's not.
For sure.
And I feel like it's because she looks regular. Like, I really do feel that way. And if y'all disagree, then fine. But I really feel that way. I feel like when you don't assimilate, like, you don't get the success that you want. And so that's why I kind of resonate
unless
with
you
Ari
already
Lennox.
had a body like that anyway.
Yeah. But that's why I feel like a lot of black girls love Ari Lennox because like she's so relatable when it comes to like the black female experience and even just with her looks. Like,
but
she
even with her,
natural and
I feel like one day it's gonna, like, she's gonna succumb to all of it. Cause even I think, like,
no, real shit.
When we get more notoriety and everything like that, like, what am I gonna want to change about myself?
Yep.
Like, I already nitpick myself, and then you see men's reaction to it and how much they fawn over these people and how much they love looking at them. And although it's like very lustful, being lusted after is still something that is profitable. And then on top of it, it's just like, it always continues to eat at me. Like, am I not enough? The fact that Doechii, like, we look so much alike. And I was just like, so sad. I was like, I love her.
Right.
Like, I saw me.
Yeah. When I be seeing like the black girls like that's up and coming, like R&B singers or like just rappers, I be praying. I'm like, please don't do anything. Don't do anything. Cause I love seeing regular looking black girls with like the black features and like the hair, the natural hair and like all of that stuff. Like, I love seeing it. I just be thinking like, please don't you
And
like
it's
the only
not us
representation
judging
for me.
either.
Yeah, it's really not. It's not.
Like, I'm not going to stop supporting any of these artists. It's more so I internalize it. And it's like, it's not their job to make sure that our feelings are safe.
It's not.
But
there is something to be said.
Yeah, like, regardless, when you see it all the time, that's why women will go through like great lengths just to be desirable because you make more money that way.
You do.
Ari Lennox is a true example because people were making fun of her nostrils, saying they were too big, and if she would have gotten a nose job, they would have accused her of trying to look white. Am I right? I know I am. Then, once she started wearing lace fronts, all of a sudden she got more compliments, more followers. It's like, really? She been wearing her natural hair all this time, but once she wear lace fronts, now she's, beautiful.
Hey, what up, y'all? So, I saw this on the former Bird app, and it irked my spirit. I responded to it there, but I wanted to kind of talk about it in a bit more detail, especially after I saw Ari respond to it, because it sucks to see somebody that you enjoy have to see some bullshit like this and respond to it, but I wanted to go into a bit more detail. So here's the thing, y'all. One thing I wish that folks who are consumers of the music would do is not project kind of your idea of success onto an artist or what you think their career goals should be onto an artist. Just let an artist be. Because here's the thing. One, to say that Ari is mismanaged is wild. To compare her career to Normani's is really wild. And I say this as no shade to Normani because I fuck with Normani. But it's very strange to compare an artist who has 2 released full-length albums to an artist who has not gotten their debut out yet. And that's not shade. It's just that for whatever reason, whatever is going on with Normani, her music has not, we haven't had a chance to consume a fully realized EP or album from her yet. So she's in a, whatever's happening there is very different from what's happening with Ari Lennox. Like, it's just, it's off that alone, it's different. To claim that she's mismanaged or not successful is wild to me, because we're going to start off first with the fact that Ari Lennox is signed to a major, but it is very obvious when you listen to Ari Lennox's music that she is making the music that she wants to make, right? There's not interference. She's not making some bullshit she doesn't believe in. And I don't think that some of y'all understand how that in and of itself is a success. A lot of times people have to be independent in order to do that. But she is signed to a major and still able to make the music that she wants to make. And the shit is released so that we can hear it. That's success, right? Each release that she's had has been larger than the last. Because I remember going to the Shea Butter tour. It was at a very small venue. It was super packed out. It was basically a club. But by the time I saw her on this most recent tour, on this ASL tour, she was playing 2 sold out nights at the House of Blues in Chicago. So the venue got larger and she sold it out. I think the next time I see her on tour, she'll probably be at a larger venue, and more than likely it's going to sell out too, because her star is growing. Not only that, one of the reasons that you can tell that she has support is, okay, Shea Butter Baby is pretty much all Ari. By the time you get to ASL, they got her in the studio with Jermaine Dupri. And Pressure got a video. Pressure got push behind it. Pressure got label support. And it's got radio presence. So, like, what the fuck are you talking about? And the other thing to kind of keep in mind is we've got to understand, and I don't know how old this person is, but I'm of a certain age where I grew up in the 80s and the 90s. At the time when I grew up, R&B was essentially the center of black music. And even when black music crossed over into the mainstream, most of the time it was rooted in R&B. Well, with the advent of hip-hop and it taking a market share, somewhere in them 2000s, especially towards like the 2010s or so, that shifted. And R&B is no longer the center of black music. Hip-hop is. And a lot of the things that are kind of, people kind of throw the R&B label on anybody that's black, but a lot of the shit that's getting made is not necessarily R&B. It's usually a lot of melodic hip-hop that gets labeled R&B, which is, that's a whole other thing that's talking about label shit and marketing and all of that. But I say all of that to say, for Ari to be faithfully making R&B music that kind of could very much fit within the vein of not just R&B, but specifically neo soul, she's doing really fucking good. Because again, she's not indie. She's signed to a major. And for her to not be an independent artist, but to be signed to a major, have obvious label support, and have her venues growing. I'm not just hearing her on the radio. I'm not just seeing her music, and I'm not just seeing her have sold out shows. I remember I was watching that Seth Rogen show that played on Apple TV, and Ari Lennox is shouted out by name on that show. They didn't just play her as background music, but there's a whole bit where they literally mention Ari's name, and that's not a regular kind of R&B artist, R&B audience. So she's getting exposure to in different areas. Her star is growing, and it's just wild to see somebody look at all of those things together and try to label her as mismanaged or as unsuccessful. It's weird. More so than that, it just shows you don't necessarily know what the fuck you're talking about. But I'm trying to be kind of nice in this sense. But yeah, it's one of those things where I just wish folks would not project onto artists and just let them create, let them build. And if you think that they should be bigger, then do the work of just supporting them, buying the music, listening to the music, telling as many people as possible about the music, and just kind of helping anybody know that there is an audience for what it is that she creates. But yeah, Ari is Gucci. Like, it's weird to look at her career and try to label that as unsuccessful, because again, for her to be operating within a genre and a subgenre of a genre that is not in the mainstream, even of black music, and still be as successful as she is, she's doing good. Because one of the things that I want y'all to keep in mind, right? Because Ari is very much operating in the footsteps of what kind of Erica Badu has done, right? And keep in mind, Erica is got Grammys, she's got platinum albums. Erica is in Vogue and things. She's pretty mainstream. Career 20 plus years deep. Even with that, Erica just last year played her first arena tour in the States. Not that she hasn't played larger venues, in Europe and in other places, but in the States, she just did her first arena tour. And that's literally the person that's at the pinnacle of the type of music that Ari is making. So I want y'all to kind of keep these things in mind. Sometimes everybody's not going for like Beyonce level like success. Everybody don't want that. That's not everybody's idea of success. Some people don't want to be so separated from regular human life that, you know what I'm saying, they can't have the types of experiences that are relatable to everybody. I mean, Beyonce, I love her down, but Beyonce has to be an alien superstar because her experience is so far removed from ours that when she tries to sing a song that's relatable, like a Break My Soul, then it's a million think pieces about how she don't really live that life like we don't fucking know that. But anyway, I'm getting off track. All I'm saying is understand that everybody does not have the same goal in mind and everybody does not have the same metric for success. Just let artists be and support them and, move from there.
Ari Lennox says she couldn't sell tickets for her concert in LA. So you got Ari Lennox basically saying, man, look, I couldn't sell tickets. You know what I'm saying? I believe her show got canceled or whatever. And she kept it a buck, man. She ain't, try to cap and say, look, man, they are selling woo woo. She was just like, man, look, it was low ticket sales. And it is what it is, right? Which I can respect. I ain't going, flame the sister up. We've seen a lot of artists fail to sell, tickets and ended up having their shows canceled. I believe Shorty is talented, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it was just a LA thing, right? Y'all know LA is a live city, right? There's plenty of things to do when you got cities like LA and Miami having concerts. People have a choice of going to a concert or going to this event or going to that event. Maybe it's that. I don't know.
This is an interesting comment because when Ari first came on the scene, she was known as, the natural girl. She always had her natural hair out. She had a little bit more weight on her. Like, you could tell she liked to eat. No shame. I like to eat too. But it's weird because even though she posts pictures like this now, and when I first saw this, I thought this was JT, and then I saw Ari Lennox, I was like, oh shit. But even though she posts pictures like this, I still don't feel like there's a lot of buzz around her. I still don't feel like she's any more, which over time, and as she releases more music, of course, she's going to get more popular. Now she does more collabs with people like Queen Naija and stuff. But I still don't feel like the wigs and the makeup and all that stuff is really doing it for her. So why not go back natural? This is no shame. People can do what they want to do, but I'm saying you can tell when this stuff is natural to people, and you can tell when it's almost forced. And I feel like in her case, it just does not seem completely like it's something she wants to do. It seems like a PR move.
Ari Lennox said this.
I've been more nervous because it's not my fan base. Majority of them are not my own. And I haven't opened up for anyone since 2019. Very humbling situation because I'm trying to win over new listeners and younger listeners. I know my vibe is a lot different from who they're the headline. Right. So
I know y'all saw that video with the bottle being thrown. That's mad disrespectful. Why people do that? Being on stage is hard enough. You know how much practice it takes to even become comfortable on stage, learn how to work a room, and then having to create engagement with a new audience. I feel like if you get caught throwing items at a performer, you should be banned from all major venues. Literally messing it up for everyone else, and your friends and family should be checking you for that. Nobody should be inviting you anywhere. Artists are just trying to live their dreams, so it's sad when I heard.
So, unfortunately, Ari Lennox would have more misfortune by on the IRS.
I'm just going to tell you all my business. I need to pay this IRS. So, the strange things I'm finna do for change. Just so I can just break even. I'm gonna go crazy, and then we start anew, and then we start paying stuff off, and then we start saving, and then we retire. That is the motherfucking goal. This album about the IRS coming soon, absolutely not. They have been gentle with me and didn't take anything of mine. So I will not be starting a beef with them. We do not have no beef. I am paying them back. Okay, I'm paying them, and I'm about to finna be caught up.
According to this article, it says Ari Lennox is exploring every possible way to settle her IRS debt. During a recent Instagram live session, the 33-year-old singer opened up about her financial struggles and the serious debt she owes to the IRS. She humorously shared that she might need to do some unusual things to cover the bill, saying, "I'm just going to be real with y'all. I need to pay this IRS. The strange things I'm about to do for some change just to break even. I'm going to go all out, and then we start fresh." Her ultimate goal, she added, is to eventually retire debt-free and ready to save. When a fan joked about her releasing a diss album aimed at the IRS, Lennox quickly shut down the idea. "Absolutely not," she responded. "They've been fair and gave me time, so there's no beef. I'm paying them back and getting caught up." So she would then talk about her sobriety and healing.
What would you say has been the biggest change, now that you're on your sobriety journey versus when you weren't? Something that you clearly see and you're very proud of.
That honestly, it goes back to the plane. Like, oh, I could do this.
That's right. You could
Because like now, the plane is a beautiful thing because it helped me learn coping mechanisms, which I've started using in other ways. Like, okay, I'm having an anxiety attack. Now I've learned on YouTube, like there's a method where you breathe in and then you breathe out and you trace your fingers. You just basically trace your fingers, and like there's like all kinds of breathing techniques, all kinds of things I've learned from doctors, YouTube videos, all these amazing people that have helped me like self-soothe when I'm in panic. And I've taken that from the plane. I've put that like in relationships or anxiety before a show. Like, I got my tea. I'm doing my breathing exercises. I'm doing my stretching,
And since then, I have seen her, I believe, in like an endorsement for a natural hair product or like doing something with hair. But what do y'all think about Ari Lennox overall? I remember like when she was saying she wanted to give up on music, people were saying that she needed coaching and people just needed to like manage her social media among other artists. Do you feel like the industry hasn't given her grace, or like what do you think overall on this subject? Let me know down below, and thank you so much for listening to Books and Looks TV. I'll see y'all next time.